Hello and welcome to Cooking for the Yum of It. Today I'm going to be making a dish that is based on a barbecue marinade that my mother used to make when we were all living in Hawaii. So today I will be preparing for you a baked Hawaiian salmon. Let's get started. First thing I need to do is preheat the oven to 375. Now while the oven is preheating, I'm going to take the next step, which is making the marinade sauce. Oh, this is going to be so good. Now one of the ingredients is a can of pineapple slices. You want to drain all of this except for 1/4 cup of the juice, which we're going to save for the barbecue marinade. Now we're going to take 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. That's going to be our starting point. We can add more later, but for now it's better to add some more later than it is to have to well, it's impossible to take any extra out. Now we add 1/2 cup of sweet chili sauce. Let's get that in there. Now we're going to add 4 tablespoons of, and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this, hoisin sauce. This was one of my, well, I don't remember where she found the recipe, but it was one that my mother was very fond of. She even wrote a copy of it and mailed it to my grandma. And my grandparents also enjoyed it. Gave it a sort of a sweet, tangy flavor. And I'm wondering if she's watching, if my Aunt Kathy remembers this recipe. It was one of my mother's go-to as far as barbecues went. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar. Okay. And finally, last but not least, 1 tablespoon of dried chives. Now we stir that up. Actually, a whisk would probably be better. And now we move on. Now before we proceed, this is something very important you're going to want to take care of. Feel along the salmon to make sure that it has been completely deboned, because sometimes the stores, they'll tell you they're deboned, see that? But they don't actually get all of them. And if there's one thing you do not want anyone who's eating your foods to experience, is choking on a fish bone. So gently feel along the fish to make sure that all of the bones have been gotten out. I think there are only a few in here. Okay, I think that's all of them. So, oh, wait a minute, no, I thought that was one. You can also sometimes find some along this part of the fish. Yeah. I remember my grandfather, every summer they'd go salmon fishing in Fort Bragg, California, which isn't too far from Guerneville for anyone who's going to Lazy Bear this year. And that's one of the reasons they enjoyed this particular sauce, is because it goes so well with the salmon. Okay, I think that's all of them. So let's go on. Now you're going to want to lay your salmon out on a baking sheet lined with nonstick foil. slide under the salmon bits of the pineapple rings. And get them under there. You only need about 1 can to take care of that. Maybe get a half a ring here. Okay. Now we give our sauce another little whisk. And we pour that over our salmon. Doesn't that look good? It's going to taste even better. Oop. Sorry about that. And now we are going to bake this for approximately 15 minutes. Okay, it has now been 15 minutes, and as you can see, it looks absolutely fantastic and smells like heaven. But now what we need to do is set the oven for broil, a low broil, and as soon as it reaches the preheat for a low broil, we'll be returning this for about 5 to 10 minutes. We'll check after 5, but we're going to want to, but if necessary, we will have to go to 10. But we're going to stop after we can see it just barely starting to blacken along the outer edges here. That's the next step in preparing our delicious Hawaiian salmon. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, but I'm going to put it in for another 5 just until we can try to get a little bit more blacking there. And I'm going to call it. This looks absolutely fantastic, and it smells heavenly. So now I'm going to dish up, and we're going to have some lovely Hawaiian salmon. And you know this is my favorite part. A little salmon with some pineapple. Mmm. Mmm. Oh, this is so good. Mmm. Nice and flaky. Mmm. And mmm. Just sort of melts in your mouth almost. It's so good. Mmm. Mmm. Anyway, excuse me, that is my episode for today, the baked Hawaiian pineapple salmon. So I hope you get a chance to try this recipe yourself. Please remember to like if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to comment down below. Until next time, always remember, eat and enjoy.